Hello students, a very good morning to you. How are you? I hope you are fine and doing your work properly. And I am watching also you are showing very good response. So keep it up students. So let's continue at chapter 6 of class 12, that is molecular basis of inheritance. Today we will study about transcription, means how transcription occurs in eukaryotes and prokaryotes. So before I start the topic, let's have a quick recap on transcription. As you know that transcription is the process of conversion of DNA into RNA. Means when DNA get converted into RNA, this process is called as transcription. And as you know that during transcription only a single strand of DNA forms RNA. Means again let's draw the diagram. This is the template strand and always the template strand's polarity is from 3' hydroxyl to 5' phosphate. As I have told you that transcription will not occur in the whole length of the DNA or whole segment of the DNA. That's why transcription will start in a particular segment. So let's think this is a structural gene. Structural gene, or we can say this as template strand. Clear? So by the help of a promoter, this one is your promoter. And the polarity of promoter is from 3 to 5. 3' to 5'. So the promoter will start elongation, means polymerization of the DNA strand, and at last there is a terminator factor comes. This is terminator and stop the process of transcription, and here is a newly synthesized strand is formed whose polarity is from 5' phosphate to 3' hydroxyl. So this one is called as your coding strand. This is how transcription occurs. But we will now study about transcription in prokaryotes. So before we study about transcription in prokaryotes, let's see some more factors, some other factors which are responsible for transcription. So transcriptional unit and gene. Now let's understand transcriptional unit and gene. As you know that the transcriptional unit is a structural gene, a promoter and terminator. I am not writing here again. So let's see what is the function of gene. As you know that gene is the smallest unit of inheritance. Gene is the, if we define gene, then we can define it as it is the smallest unit of inheritance which carries the parental characters to their offsprings. That's why we are called this as smallest unit, or can say as functional unit. This is called as functional unit. Why this is called as functional unit? Because all the functions for inheritance pattern or inheritance is caused by or occur in a gene. So now let's see in how many types these genes are divided or separated. So the DNA sequences coding for a template strand, the DNA sequence coding for a template strand is also called a gene. So the gene is of two types. One is polycistronic gene and another is monocistronic gene. What is polycistronic gene and what is monocistronic gene? What is the meaning of a cistern? Cistern. Cistern is a segment of DNA. It is a segment of cistern is a segment of DNA. So poly means many. When many genes or many segments are present in a DNA acts as gene. So this type of gene is called as polycistronic gene. We can write this having many segments of gene. Having many segments of gene. And this type of gene arrangement we can see in prokaryotes. So we can say prokaryotes prokaryotes contain polycystronic gene, and monocystronic gene means when there is only one segment of gene is present on DNA. So this type of gene is found in eukaryotes. Students, remember here, polycystronic gene is found in prokaryotes, which has many segments, and monocystronic gene is found in eukaryotes, which has a single segment. Again, monocystronic gene contains two sequences. One is called as intron, or we can say as intervening sequences. Intervening sequences. And another is exon, where transcription occurs. Means we can say this as coding sequence. Coding sequence. So remember students, there are, as I have told you, gene is the functional unit of inheritance or smallest unit of inheritance which carries the parental characters to their offsprings. Again, the gene is of two types. One is polycystronic gene and another is monocystronic gene. Polycystronic gene is found in prokaryotes, means many segments of DNA found in prokaryotes, and these many segments of DNA also starts transcription at a time. Monocystronic gene is found in eukaryotes and they have a single segment of gene, and that monosegment or monocystronic gene contains two sequences in that segment, that is one is exon and another is intron. Introns are intervening sequences present on a segment of DNA. Suppose this is a segment of DNA, these are introns. These are introns and these are exons. Introns, as I have told you, introns are intervening sequences, so there is no transcription occurs. Only transcription occur in exons. So how this will occur we will see later when we will study about transcription in eukaryotes. Here you just remember that monocystronic and polycystronic gene, as I have told you. So why here transcription occur? Because they are loosely arranged, they are light stained, and they contain, the most important factor, they contain the coding sequences. That's why in a monocystronic gene, the exons or introns are found. Remember, I am telling it again and again, introns are intervening sequences in which transcription will not occur. Exons are the segment of the gene or the DNA in which transcription is occurred. So when we will study about transcription in eukaryotes, then we will know that how these introns are removed from the exons. So here I have told you about the introns and exons. Now let's see transcription in prokaryotes, but before it, let's understand about different type of RNAs involved in the transcription. Different type of RNA involved in the transcription, or we can say types of RNA. I have already discussed this topic. RNA is of three types: mRNA, tRNA and rRNA. mRNA is called as messenger RNA, or before it get processed, then it is called as hnRNA, means heteronuclear RNA. Then tRNA, transfer RNA, and rRNA, ribosomal RNA. All these three RNAs are transcribed by the enzyme, that is single DNA dependent RNA polymerase. So let's directly explain about transcription in prokaryotes. Transcription in prokaryotes, which is the most important topic of today. Prokaryotes means some simpler organisms like bacteria. So how in bacteria the process of RNA get formed? which enzymes are involved and how this process completed. Clear students? So now let's see how transcription occurs in the bacteria. So let's understand. As I have told you, mRNA, rRNA and tRNA. mRNA, rRNA, tRNA. All these three RNAs are transcribed by a single DNA dependent RNA polymerase. To know that what is the function of polymerase, it helps in the polymerization of the nucleotide chain. Means it increases the length of the nucleotide while transcription occurs on the segment of a DNA. So the transcription is done by the enzyme that is called as single DNA dependent RNA polymerase, and it has many functions. So how this function occurs? As I have told you, in prokaryotes the gene is polycistronic, that's why it is continuous. Remember, in prokaryotes the gene is polycistronic, that's why it is continuous. So what does this mean? It means transcription, along with transcription, translation will occur, or transcription followed by transcription and translation occur simultaneously on the segment. Not only in the single segment but also in many segments, as it contains polycistronic gene. Clear? If the question will ask why in prokaryotes the transcription is continuous, you have to write because it contains the polycistronic gene. Clear? So prokaryotes have polycistronic gene and continuous, and they depend on the single DNA dependent RNA polymerase, which helps in the polymerization process, means in the formation of RNA. Clear? So in the formation of RNA, and as this is a simpler organism, so it will not require any processing. Remember, in prokaryotes all these three RNAs have no separate RNA polymerase. All these three RNAs are transcribed by only a single DNA dependent RNA polymerase. Means that RNA polymerase will transcribe for mRNA, for rRNA and for tRNA. As this is occur in the simpler organisms, so it has no extra processing activity will occur, means directly transcription will occur. Clear? So that transcription is active and takes in both the strands. In sometimes transcription, before completion of transcription, translation occurs. But in case of eukaryotes, when we will study about transcription in eukaryotes, we will see that first transcription will complete, then a new RNA will be formed. After that, on new mRNA, translation will begin. But in case of prokaryotes, transcription occurs along with translation also occurs, because it contains the polycistronic gene, many segments of gene, and at a time all the segments goes through transcription. And for this, all these, a single DNA dependent RNA polymerase is important. So let's see how this is occur. First thing is your structural gene. Second is promoter. Third one is terminator. Fourth one is your sigma factor. Fifth one is your rho factor. This is called as rho. So this is rho factor. And the most important one, single DNA dependent RNA polymerase. Clear? So we are studying about transcription in prokaryotes. For transcription in prokaryotes, these units are necessary. One is structural gene, which is present on the segment of a DNA. Second one is promoter, which will initiate the process of transcription. Third one is your terminator, which stops the process of transcription. Next one is your sigma factor, which initiates transcription along with binding with the promoter. Rho factor, which stops after binding with the terminator, and DNA dependent RNA polymerase helps in the elongation of the strand, DNA strand. Clear? So they are the units which are involved in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 involved in the transcription of prokaryotes. Clear? So now let's see through diagram how transcription occurs. You should have to remember these names: structural gene on which transcription will occur, then promoter which initiates the process of transcription, terminator stops, sigma factor binds with promoter, rho factor binds with terminator, single DNA dependent RNA polymerase helps in the polymerization process of the transcription. Again, the process of transcription takes place through 3 steps. First is your initiation. First step is initiation, means it will be start. Second one is your elongation, means the polymerization of the DNA strand. Then third one is your termination. All these 3 activities takes place in prokaryotes as well as in eukaryotes. Whether there are some differences, but these 3 steps are compulsory for transcription in both prokaryotes and in eukaryotes. So these steps are initiation, elongation and termination. Clear? Units are structural gene, promoter, terminator, sigma factor, rho factor, single DNA dependent RNA polymerase. Clear? So now let's understand this through a diagram. And as I have told you, the 3 different type of mRNAs in case of bacteria or prokaryotes are transcribed by the single DNA dependent RNA polymerase. One is your single DNA dependent DNA polymerase, and here we are studying about single DNA dependent RNA polymerase which transcribe all the 3 RNAs in prokaryotes, means it have no distribution of level among different RNAs. So now let's start this again through giving example or through diagram. So students, you can see this is the DNA, and as you know that the polarity is from 3' to 5' and from 5' to 3'. This is the polarity, and here the base pairs are arranged like this. Dear students, you are not making any diagrams while sending your homework. Please, it's my request to you. You should draw the diagram and color them properly. You can follow your NCERT book also. And watch how I am making these diagrams. I am making the complementary strands. You can use here 2 different colors to showing the base pairs, as they are the combination of, and you should make 10 base pairs between these. Combination of 2 different colors, because they are the base pairs are consist of purines and pyrimidines. So like this. This is the double stranded DNA, or we can say this as DNA helix. This is a DNA helix. And the transcription will start in this. So first we will see that initiation. First step is our initiation. For initiation, what will happen? Here is the, suppose here is the promoter. This is the promoter. This is the promoter, and as I have told you that from a common point transcription will be start. So here is the promoter, and with the promoter, which will bind with promoter, the sigma factor will bind. Along with promoter, the sigma factor will bind. This is the sigma factor. So this will start the process of initiation. Then let's see the next step, that is elongation. This will elongate. So again 3' to 5', 5 prime to 3 prime. So again you should have to draw the base pairs. Already initiation started. So here the process of elongation means from this segment it reaches to this segment. So here the enzyme RNA polymerase single, you have to write the complete name, single DNA dependent RNA polymerase. Single DNA dependent RNA polymerase. Single DNA dependent RNA polymerase which will initiate the process of transcription. So here promoter will continue, promoter will start, then in elongation what happen? The sigma factor is present along with single DNA dependent RNA polymerase. Please dear students, not write only RNA polymerase, write single DNA dependent RNA polymerase. Single DNA dependent RNA polymerase. And by the help of single DNA dependent RNA polymerase, here initiation occurs means transcription starts, and here elongation means you can see in the second segment it was start and here it is in the third segment, means the process of elongation will continue by the help of sigma factor and single DNA dependent RNA polymerase, as RNA polymerase help in the elongation or polymerization or formation of the mRNA. So this is elongation. After this, now you can see the third diagram. This shows the termination. This shows the termination, again 3 prime, 5 prime, 5 prime, 3 prime. Clear? So here now you can see, here is the terminator. This is terminator, means completion of transcription. This is terminator, and along with terminator the rho factor will bind. This is rho factor. Why rho factor binds with it? Because it have to stop. Now transcription is completed, so the rho factor binds with it and a terminating factor comes which stops the process of transcription. And when the process of transcription stops, the RNA polymerase, single DNA dependent RNA polymerase get removed, means it has no role now because its main function is for elongation and already elongation process has been completed. So termination factor, terminator factor comes and binds with rho factor and stop the process of transcription, and here we get mRNA, and our main aim is to get a mRNA, means messenger RNA, in on which further translation will occur. As I have told you some complications in prokaryotes. In prokaryotes the mRNA is not fully processed, means it has both introns and exons are present. Along with transcription, translation occurs. So when the process of transcription stops, then we get a nascent RNA or mRNA, a newly synthesized RNA that is further projected to translation. Clear students? So again I am repeating this for you. Transcription in eukaryotes and prokaryotes are different from each other. The same process will occur in eukaryotes also, but the difference will be in eukaryotes there are some extra activities, but in prokaryotes it is simple as it contains polycystonic gene. So the transcription completed through 3 steps: initiation, elongation and termination. Initiation occurs by the help of promoter and whose polarity means the on structural gene. This will the DNA helix, and where transcription will occur is called a structural gene. On structural gene transcription will occur. How it will occur? First the promoter will bind with the sigma factor and RNA, single DNA dependent RNA polymerase also binds it. Then the process of initiation will be start. After this, after initiation, it will move to the next segment, and so on. Elongation will occur. So when at the complete segment transcription completed, or in a particular segment transcription completed, then another factor comes that is called as terminator factor. and binds with Rho factor. When terminator binds with Rho factor, there no role of RNA polymerase, single DNA dependent role now completed. So it is removed. Only the terminator factor and Rho factor is present at the termination. This is the third step or last step. And after termination, we will get a new RNA which is not processed, as in simpler organisms like bacteria or in prokaryotes, they are not processed. And along with transcription, translation occur in many times simultaneously from many segments of DNA. RNAs are formed and translation occur. Clear? So this is all about your transcription in prokaryotes. In our next class, we will study about transcription in eukaryotes. I am not giving you so many tasks because you can't, as this is an important topic, so you will get confused. That's why I explained here only about the transcription in prokaryotes, and in my last class I explained you about the transcription in eukaryotes, and then we will see what is the difference between them. Clear? So for today this is all about your topic.